Greetings from Duration Kendra, Nagaland. Today we are at the residence of Mr. PANGERKUMZUK LONGKUMER, founder of Nexus CyberGuard and cybersecurity expert. As we observe National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we are excited to have him share his insights on online safety and security with us. For this, we will be dwelling on the topic, the invisible war, how cyber threats are changing everyday life. Sir, thank you so much for taking your time to speak with us today.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me the platform.
Mr. Longkumer, can you start by sharing some insights on the current state of cybersecurity and the evolving nature of cyber threats?
Yeah, see, cybersecurity is a very diverse field, and this is a field where everything, starting from the technology, the techniques, the procedures, right, the softwares, everything keeps evolving from day to day, and like I mentioned, evolving, right? And this is something where we can, start by making us self-aware. That is number one. And in a place like Nagaland, third state, right, third tier state, awareness is something we have to first look into, because we are often, how do I put it? We often are neglected about this, and then we don't often care about this. We often feel like, utilizing the technology like the internet, the mobile devices, social medias makes us digitally aware, right? Makes us digitally literate, but that's not about it. Threats comes in different forms. Some popularly known threats are phishing attacks, sextortion, and recently a lot of cybercrimes have come up, like digital arrest and sharing of malicious APK files on WhatsApp, right, in the form of wedding card invitations, in the form of PM Kisan Yojana applications, etc. And this can be, we can protect ourselves actually by making ourselves self-aware, and by making ourselves aware on how these things work actually. But despite we feel like, being able to use the internet and the technology, we feel like we already know way too much about it, and we feel like these things are very harmless, while in real time, these are one of the smallest, tiniest mistakes that we humans make, and this causes us a lot of damages in terms of our data, in terms of our privacy, in terms of our information, etc. Okay, the current scenario of cybersecurity in Nagaland is very challenging, to be very honest. I've been in this field for almost 7-8 years now, and I've seen a lot of things. The current scenario in Nagaland is that we are very much lagging behind in terms of cyber literacy. And without cyber and digital literacy, it's very difficult for us, especially the older individuals like our grandparents, our parents, right? So they are very innocent. They are very much, not into technology. That they are easy targets for cyber criminals, and especially even us, even the youngsters today. Most of the cyber crime cases that has been registered with the portal or with the cyber crime departments, etc., are mainly from victims of around 17 to 25 or 35 years, which means even the literate ones are major targets, right? But again, as I mentioned before, literacy and the awareness programs, those are very much lacking behind, and I think we can tackle these by involving CSOs, the government departments, social activists, and even the police can come together, and multiple organizations and individuals who share the same vision can come together and start working on this to tackle cyber crimes.
So what are some common cyber threats that people are not aware, and how can they protect themselves?
Okay, very interesting question. Cyber threats, there is not such as a new cyber threat. Phishing attacks is one of the most common and most diverse. And the earliest phishing attack was recorded in the early 1902 or 1908, somewhere around that century. Now, given the fact that we have come up to 2025, phishing attack is one of the most prevalent attack. And just by sending a random link to you, you click on it, and then the cyber criminal gets access to your account, can access your information, your privacy, your pictures, your videos, etc. Right? That is one thing. The other one that's coming up these days is QR phishing, or we call it QR jacking also, where, for example, you give out a QR code, for example, for a payment. So when you're, especially for shopkeepers, all right, I'll give you a scenario. Something happened in Assam, all right. So the shopkeeper had his QR code pasted on the wall, and then the cyber criminal, without doing any changes to this QR code itself, through virtually they changed the location, the destination of the link. Now instead of the money going to the shopkeeper, the money was getting diverted to some other account of the cyber criminal, right? So QR codes can also be hijacked in that way. Yeah, it's a very interesting yet a very new and unlike kind of attack that's going on. And then the third one is, without a doubt, it's digital arrest. I think everyone is talking about that lately. Where cyber criminals poses as law enforcement agencies, either from income tax department, or either from the police department, NIA, etc. And then they give you a call asking, telling you that you have been arrested for so and so, right? So that's one thing. And the other cyber crimes that are coming up these days are APK file sharings. Like I mentioned, APK files, maliciously developed APK files are being circulated everywhere. And I think last month, I saw some videos on the internet of some news outlets from Nagaland, cyber criminals sharing APK files of look-alike payment applications of PhonePe, etc. to scam people of sending them money and making online payments, etc. Right? That's also one thing. And there are a lot of diverse cyber crimes that can be, discussed, but I don't think today is a good time. If we have to, if I have to go deep into it, we're going to stretch it for a very long time. And I think, but despite all this, one of the most easiest thing to hack for cyber criminals is the human mind itself. The humans are the most vulnerable creatures, are the most vulnerable thing, I'll say, right, in terms of a cyber security perspective. So humans are the most easiest to manipulate. Humans are the most easiest to trick, and into making them believe that something is real when it's not real. And that's how cyber crimes start in the first place. So I think what we can do is we can start by self-awareing ourselves and the people around us to keep everyone safe. Yes.
I would also like to know how AI is impacting cybersecurity, and what are its potential benefits and its potential risks at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, that's also another interesting question. AI is evolving, and AI has been a talk since 2021, and especially with the introduction of ChatGPT, right? But there are multiple AI tools, but as individuals, when we talk about AI, only ChatGPT comes to our mind. Recently, a lot of chatbots and a lot of AI tools have come up, and as cyber criminals, and leaving that part aside, every time a new thing comes up, first its disadvantages comes out again, right? I mean, you first come up with the internet, cyber criminals came up with phishing attacks. You came up with QR codes. Cyber criminals are coming up with QR phishing, right? Similarly, we had video conferencing apps, etc. Now cyber criminals are using that for digital arrest and etc. Right? More and more. So similarly, with the rise of AI, cyber criminals are also using it, utilizing it, and using it to attack innocent individuals, right? And one very important thing, side effects, or say the negative part of AI, is its ability to generate videos and images, etc. And cyber criminals are using that on a regular basis to create fake images, especially for sextortion, right? Some semi-nude images or nude images of women and threatening them with this and that. And this has become possible only because of AI. before long, when AI was not there, these things were very rare. I mean, someone could manipulate images using Photoshop applications or photo editing applications. But these days, it has become very easy, right? You just upload an image on the internet or on the AI platform, and then cyber criminals use it to create fake images. Now, those are the downsides. But again, on the upsides of AI, as cyber security professionals, we use AI on a daily basis. We use AI for running tests. We use AI for running for crawling web pages, because as humans we cannot crawl web pages. So crawling web pages is not for an individual it's not quite easy. A website will have multiple web pages, right? And then we have to, sometimes when we're conducting tests, when we're doing penetration testing or vulnerability assessment, etc., we need to go through the entire website. So when we do that, it's not quite easy for human. So we use AI for that as well. We use AI for creating contents. We use AI for running tests on various domains, various IP addresses, etc. And AI has, in one way, made everything easier for every one of us, especially for working professionals, for the students, and definitely for the cyber criminals as well. Yes.
Can you tell us some best practices to stay online safely that usually people overlooked?
Okay. See, over the past many years of my experience in this field, I have had multiple experiences and many clients, victims coming to me, regarding their social medias or regarding their social life, in terms of digital presence, etc. So the one thing they can do is stop oversharing on the internet. People share, for example, I'm going to the shop, I'm taking a picture of where I'm going to the cafe, I'm posting the pictures of what I'm eating, what I'm having, with whom I'm going, right? Which location I'm going. You add, for example, you're posting an image on Instagram, right? You add images, you add locations, you tag your friends, etc. Now, what's the downsides of those things is cyber criminals will keep track of you, right? All your informations are there. They know which place you went. They know your friends, they know your username, they know literally all the information that they need. And cyber criminals can later on create fake accounts of yours, can misuse those images as well. And definitely, by saying this, I'm not saying that you should not share your images on the internet. Definitely you should share, but oversharing is not good for especially in today's time when being on internet itself is a danger, right? And that's one thing. The second thing is be smart, right? Sometimes when I'm saying be smart doesn't necessarily mean too over smart also, right? Especially for us in the tech field, sometimes it also happens to us, right? We know that we are confident that when someone sends us a fake link, we know that we're not going to be affected by that because we have been in that field for a very long time. So sometimes overconfidence costs us. Sometimes we're like, okay, this is a link, let me just click on it, see what happens. But by the time we click on it, the hacker or the cyber criminal already have our location, have our images, etc., right? So try to avoid all those suspicious links. Second thing, don't download random things from the internet. Number 4 is don't download applications, don't install applications from third-party applications or third-party websites. And always use authenticated official applications from Google Play Store or for Apple devices, there's App Store, and this includes for laptops and etc. So always use authentic applications, and yeah, just be safe, be smart. That's it.
Usually Nagas are all Christians. I'm bringing out this issue particularly for the elderly folks who use WhatsApp. So there was this person, this guy as pastor, and the next day was supposed to be a Good Friday. So he suddenly made random calls to many contacts, and I was also one of the recipient who received his call, and he made such a appeal where I have to go to the link, like, or something. He was trying to ask me the kind of code number which is coming out from my WhatsApp. So there was also the reports of this guy doing the round on many WhatsApp groups that this is a fake person, this guy says pastor, and he wanted some I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how to say it, but some kind of code numbers
Yes, yes.
from our WhatsApp, and it appeared on my screen.
Right.
But I denied it, and I cut his call right away, and I'm little apprehensive about our elderly folks using WhatsApp, who are very vulnerable,
Right.
who are very gullible to believe in.
Mm.
Whenever somebody describes themselves as missionary persons or missionary workers,
Right.
can you just
Sure. See, the WhatsApp hacking scam has been, a talk of the town for a very long time now. I think since last year, around in the month of March, April, it started circulating a lot. Even before it was prevalent, but since then it has become a very big thing. And I think even I covered on this topic on news outlets before. So the cyber criminals, they send an we have the facility, the feature of adding a companion WhatsApp, or we can also create a new WhatsApp also here on one WhatsApp app itself. So within one WhatsApp application, we can create more than one application, one account, right? Now that's the feature we have these days. Now what cyber criminals does is, for example, you already have a WhatsApp account, and if you want to log in on the same WhatsApp account on another device, then an OTP will not be sent to your SMS, but instead the OTP will be sent to the WhatsApp instead, right? And that's the thing that the cyber criminals do it, and then they just call you up saying, especially they first try to do that thing with the elderly people. Once the elderly individuals' WhatsApp account has been taken over by them, they will remove the accounts now. Like previously binded devices, they will try to remove the previously logged in devices, and then they'll keep the account to themselves only. After that, now these days we have two-factor authentication on WhatsApp. By adding an email, if you want to recover that WhatsApp, then an OTP will be sent to the email itself. Now, majority of the individuals, even the youths, we are not aware of that majority, right? And then we don't know there is a two-factor authentication within the app, and we don't set it up. So what the cyber criminals do is, once they take over your account, they even add their own Gmail account, and then no matter how many times you try to recover it, the OTP will send to the account only, which means you literally have lost access to your account. And the only thing you can do is you can get in touch with the WhatsApp support by sending them an email or sending them a document, etc., through their post, and then only you have the possibility of getting back your account. That's the thing. And it becomes very difficult, especially as you mentioned, the elderly people, right? They are not aware of these things happening, and usually these individuals, they connect with them saying that they are relatives or they are like missionaries from the church, from the society, etc., and then they need to verify their account number, they need to verify their application number or something, like they pose themselves as bank professionals, etc., and then the old people, the elderly individuals, they often get convinced very easily, right? Because they are very innocent, they're naive, they don't have that ounce of suspicious mindset, right? And that's how they start sharing their OTPs, because we have been receiving OTPs on SMS for a very long time, but with the evolving technology, the OTPs have now shifted from SMS to WhatsApp. Even if you want to log in on Facebook, an OTP will send to the WhatsApp instead these days, right? So similarly, it becomes very convincing for them also. I mean, if we didn't know about cybersecurity, and if someone, especially from our relatives, they were to get in touch with us asking for OTP, I would definitely would have shared, right? Because I wouldn't suspect anything. So similarly, that's how these cyber criminals are targeting elderly individuals. From elderly individuals, once you get access to their account, you start messaging all their contact lists, right? From all your contact lists, at least 4 to 5 individuals will make the payment, right? They send messages requesting payments, and then out of those 5 to 10 individuals, sending them at least like 500 each. 5 into 10 is 500. 500 into 10 is 5,000, right? Just by sending random messages, they can get at least those amount, right? But these cyber criminals, they often opt for large amounts, like 20, 30,000, 40, 50,000, etc. And I've been a recipient of those messages as well. So we even connected with the SP of Cybercrime Cell from Nagaland Police, SP Ramanan. So he's been very helpful. We work together, and we checked out if those bank account details that they've shared are authentic or not, but turns out those are shell accounts, right? Those are mule accounts, those are fake accounts created by under random individual names, especially old elderly individuals from rural villages. So this way, cyber criminals, they work in a way that it becomes very difficult even to catch them these days.
So the best way for laymen, for those not very savvy with all this stuff, the best way is to just
Ignore everything, yes.
That's very educative. Can you share any recent example of a cyber attack and what we can learn from that?
So, okay, see, technology and cybersecurity is a very, broad space, and everything in it, including the technology, the cyber field, etc., is an ever-evolving sphere, and everything in it keeps evolving from day to day. Now, there was, I won't go to the recent one because it's quite irrelevant for this, but I think I'll go to the topic of 2017.
Sure.
There was this massive cyber attack. It was a ransomware attack. Now, this ransomware attack was caused because of a malware, a virus, right? And the cyber criminals, they shared the viruses on almost all the devices of the earth. More than 2 lakh computers all over the world got hacked, and then it wouldn't unlock unless a certain amount was paid as ransom in form of Bitcoin. And those days, even Bitcoin was booming, right? Bitcoin was a new thing those days, but cyber criminals started using those things earlier than us. And ransomware was shared when, as per what I've researched, right? I'm not sure of the exact specific, but according to what I've learned is a certain individual from a tech company, he was downloading a document from the online, and as he was downloading, he mistakenly downloaded the malware in the document itself. And then once the malware got downloaded in the device, that malware started spreading itself within the organization's computers, and then sharing, it got infected with all the files being shared to and fro in form of emails, in form of messages, etc., right? And then all those viruses kept sharing, right, over and over again until it spread out through a very large sphere. And then on a very unfortunate day, the computers of educational institutions, tech corporations, hospitals, and multiple other companies and offices, workspaces, all their devices got locked. The owner of the laptop, owner of the company, owner of the computer themselves were not able to access the computer because their devices were locked by the cyber criminal, right? And then they had to make a certain amount until those, until then, unless they make that payment, their devices will not be unlocked. And then if they don't make the payment within a certain time frame, all their data will be vanished, or will be deleted. So that is a very, terrifying scenario, right? I mean, imagine taking an example of education institution, right? If you have all the records of all the students and all those data will be lost just because you refuse to pay a few $1 million, right? Again, definitely the sum itself is not a small amount, but those things were taking place. And to be very honest, my involvement in cybersecurity started only after that incident, because I learned of it. That time I was still in school, and then I would bunk my classes just to go to cyber cafe and learn more about this, because I didn't have a cell phone or I didn't have computer at home. So, and fortunately today I'm here. Yeah. So I think, as I mentioned before, in forms of best practices, right? Always avoid downloading applications, images, or files from internet that are not authenticated, right? Always download applications or files from authentic and official stores and websites only. Yes.
I'll begin this question in the words of me. वो लोग कौन है, कहाँ से आता है? Who are these cyber criminals? Who are they and where do they come from?
Yeah, cyber criminals are all among us, to be very honest, right? Recently, the cyber scams, not cyber scams, but for payment scams that's been going around within Nagaland also. who is doing that? Within ourselves, our Naga community, they're scamming our own Naga community, right? So cyber criminals are all around us. And then one interesting fact I'll share is that we worked with some police departments from out of state. They were connecting with us, and then we helped them out also. So as we researched deeper and deeper, it seems I didn't assist them throughout the entire investigation, but we were a part of that investigation, right? So by the end of the investigation, the SP in charge, he got in touch with me and shared with me the details of the culprits, right? Those culprits happen to be illiterate individuals from somewhere from central India, right? I won't name the places also, but they were illiterate individuals with just with the help of AI, they were creating those havocs. They were, threatening. They were doing sextortion. They were doing digital arrest. They were doing phishing attacks, and there was, amounting a lot of sum from victims. And by the time they arrested those individuals, if I'm not sure of the number, but they had around 6-7 laptops and a few devices with a lot of cash. So just imagine, see, these individuals were illiterate, but with the use of AI, they could, scam, and they could commit such immense, large crime, right? Such racket, and most of their victims were business individuals, literate individuals, right? So I mean, illiterate individuals can make proper use. If they could make proper use of the AI, they could have been somewhere, right? Somewhere better place. But now that they've chosen this field, right, of being a cybercrime. So again, touching this topic, what I'm trying to convey is, if these individuals with no literacy, if they can make use of AI in such a way to make a profit. I mean, just imagine a literate individual making proper use of AI in a good way. I mean, it would be, it would be a big thing. But we individuals, we are, very negligent about it. Yeah. So, as I mentioned, cyber criminals are everywhere. I mean, it's just that it could be me, it could be you, right? So it's just a matter of integrity and ethics.
How can individuals and organizations come together to combat this cyber crime?
Okay, as I mentioned, the first thing is awareness, right? If they can come together, conduct awareness programs or sessions for especially educational institutions where, I believe cybersecurity awareness programs should be made available to everyone, especially from the schooling age, because everyone from the schooling age, they use technology in their classrooms, from the classroom, from the home, everywhere. At home, they use laptop, they use mobile devices. In the school, they use smart boards, right? They use projectors, they use a lot of other technologies. In the computer lab, they have access to internet, they have access to computers, right? So I think, if we were to, make everyone aware of these cyber crimes and have them, give an idea of what it can do damages to themselves also, I think it's better if all the individuals or the organizations, they come together, enforce it in a way that, it becomes mandatory for all the institutions and organizations to conduct cybersecurity awareness programs, training programs, sessions, etc. And even for workspaces, if they can have this kind of programs at least once in a year, or at least twice in a year, right? I think it will help them keep on par with the evolving internet technology also. At the same time, keep them aware of the dangers lying ahead. And the same applies for educational institutions, workspaces, and everywhere.
Thank you, Mr. Longkumer, for sharing your valuable insights with us today. As we wrap up this discussion, I believe our viewers have benefited from your expertise. Thank you for watching Dudushin Kendra Nagaland. We hope to catch you in the next episode again.